All right, at this point, Mr. Coleman has a presentation about the Memorial Option Center and all the wonderful things that happen there. About 15, 20 minutes, right, Mr. Coleman? And then after that, we'll take a brief intermission after that. So the floor is yours, Principal Coleman.
Okay, Madam President, members of the board, Superintendent Porras, Mr. Higley, thank you very much. My name is Jason Coleman. I am the perpetually and profoundly proud principal of the Memorial Option Center. I'm very excited to share this evening some of the amazing work that our team at Memorial is doing as we continue to grow and diversify to meet the needs of our students, our families, and our school community. The mission at the Memorial Option Center is to teach workforce readiness skills, inspire curiosity, increase educational engagement, and prepare our students for a meaningful entry into the world of work or post-secondary education and training. Many of the schools and programs under the umbrella of the Memorial Option Center offer wraparound services to students and their families to assist with the social, emotional, and mental health needs. We are not an alternative school at Memorial. We are a school of innovation. We have 35 incredible staff members, certified, classified, and support staff. It is an amazing team of dedicated people who put their hearts into their work every single day. This is our third year as a building in Euclid, and we are very, very excited as we continue to grow and expand. One of our nicknames at Memorial is the busiest little building in the district. We are right across the parking lot, the old Memorial Elementary building. We have several themes that are woven through all of our programming at Memorial. We offer innovative and unique programming for students in grades 1 through 12, real-world experiences and opportunities and connections, opportunities for students to collaborate across programs. We really strive to create an environment for at-risk students to get back on track and get re-engaged with their education. We focus on hands-on learning, teamwork, and problem-solving skills, real strong commitment to career and workforce readiness, and we really put our heart into community engagement, community service, and being a resource for the Euclid community. Here is a list of our current programming at Memorial. We have 13 different programs in all, and again, we do continue to grow. We have the Thrive program for 7th and 8th grade students, Panther Academy at the both middle school and high school levels, Panther Assist for students in grades 1 through 12. We have the Euclid Virtual Learning Academy, or EVLA, for students in grades 1 through 12. We offer a large selection of career tech programming at Memorial, including traditional credential programs, our job training coordination program, and we are in our second year of the career-based intervention, or CBI program at Memorial. We expanded and added a 9-10 program this year. All told, we have had over 450 students just this year who have come through or are still in our programs at Memorial, and we also offer the Aspire program, which is a Tri-C adult GED program. Again, we do continue to grow. We have, again, 13 different programs. We have different grade levels. We have different schedules, including full-time, part-time, hybrid, and fully remote programs at Memorial. One of the beautiful things is that we are able to really, when we have students in our programs, we're able to identify their needs, really tailor programming for them. We are able to move students within our programs as well. So that really has proven to be just a valuable asset at Memorial. At the heart of what we do is our wraparound services. We are in our second year, our partnership with Making a Difference Consulting Group, and they provide wraparound services or counseling service for all of our students. We have 3 on-site mental health specialists. They offer individual counseling. They run a variety of student groups, including groups that focus on leadership skills. They run grief groups, conflict resolution and anger management, organization groups. They also are able to target specific needs. So when students come over to our programs, when they are administratively placed with us, or when they're moved over to Memorial in lieu of expulsion, we're able to address those issues or those, concerns that are happening that are resulting in those students, ending up being sent over to our building, whether it is, again, kind of conflict resolution, anger management, substance misuse. The Making a Difference team is really able to target their efforts and their resources into that. They are also able to provide case management services for students and families. And this year so far, we have provided services for over 135 students at Memorial. Really, one of the cornerstone programs at Memorial is Thrive. Thrive is in our third year this year. It is, again, a 7th and 8th grade program that focuses on at-risk students. So these are students who may be struggling with academics, behaviors, attendance. Usually it's a combination of all three of those things. We use a variety of different tools and metrics to identify these students, including the early warning system in Infinite Campus. But we also get feedback from teachers, from the middle school teams, from parents, from administrators, from counselors, where, hey, this kid was really thriving at the elementary level, and they came to middle school, and things kind of have gotten off track. And so in the 7th and 8th grade, we're able to bring those students in over to Thrive and really kind of worked as a team to really get them back on track. We have very small class sizes. Our classes range from 12 to 24 students. It is a very calm learning environment at Memorial. We don't have bells. We don't have announcements all day long. It is a nice, quiet, focused place for students to really engage with their learning and to really focus on making progress. Again, we have access to a full-time therapist, Ms. Bates, who's pictured in that top photo there with a couple of our Thrive students. Really focus on a lot of experiential learning, being able to connect what students are doing in the classroom with what we do outside of the classroom. We do a lot of educational field trips. We do a lot of work on the Memorial property, and we're able to connect a lot of those experiences with what students are learning in the classroom. One of the best things about Thrive is the no cell phones. We as a building have very, very firmly adopted that stance. And so Thrive students, when they come to school, they turn in their phones. They're very happy to do so, especially with Officer Fred here at the helm. And if a student needs their phone in the middle of the day, hey, I've got track practice, I forgot my shoes, can I text my mom? Of course, they can pop over to my office, use their phones, but they don't carry their phones on them during the day. We go on field trips, the students don't have phones. We go work in the robotics room, the kids don't have phones. We go outside and feed the goats, the kids don't have phones. And it has really been a game changer. The kids are really allowed to, they find themselves just able to be kids and to be able to enjoy and not have the distractions. During our lunch periods, we have games and puzzles and athletic equipment. We go outside for recess, and the kids actually engage with each other. They're not worried about what they're missing on social media or who they need to text. They're able to have conversations, interact with each other, and foster those strong relationships. Another focus of Thrive is really building that teamwork and that sense of community. We create opportunities for our kids to work together all the time within the Thrive program. But again, another big focus at Memorial is having students experience the opportunities of working with kids in other programs. Kids that maybe come from different pathways, kids who are in different grade levels, kids who are maybe some of our juniors and seniors in the career tech programming. And so you'll see throughout the presentation that recurring theme of that collaboration, that cross-programming that we really promote at Memorial. Again, Thrive also has a very strong career focus. In 7th and 8th grade, we think it's very important to expose kids to some opportunities, later in life. What are they going to do outside of high school? We give those students a lot of chances to visit with career tech programming, not only at Memorial, but also at the high school. But a lot of our field trips are really career focused. And so, again, exposing these kids to these opportunities, helping them to find what they're good at, helping them to find their spark, helping them to find out, hey, I've never done hands-on learning before. I've never used a scroll saw before, but I'm like absolutely amazing at it. And so what kind of jobs are out there where I can apply these skills and this passion? We also really focus on service learning. And again, that's another theme that is recurrent through all of our programs, how students give back, not only to each other, but to our building and to the community. Couple of examples of that, of kind of that collaborative programming. Here's a shot on the left-hand side, our Thrive students working with the robotics and automation teachers. Working with those students, learning about, applying Newton's laws of motion and designing and building prototypes for roller coasters. This was a challenge in Mr. Weintraub's project design class, and students got to go over and work with Euclid, Mentor, and Wycliffe 11th and 12th grade students to be able to, hey, how can we actually apply some of these things into, into this competition or this challenge? Another example is the Rube Goldberg project that students were working on the right there, Mr. Weintraub in his project design classroom. One of our other field trips this year was out to the AWT in Mentor. This is the Alliance for Working Together. This is an organization that's been around since 2002. It is a coalition of over 300 manufacturing companies in Northeast Ohio, and they are really deeply committed to education and to students in schools. We took a field trip out there with, again, kids from across several different programs. We had Thrive students, we had CBI students, we had Panther Academy students, we had an EVLA student join us. And we went out to learn about careers in manufacturing, experience a lot of hands-on activities, be able to design and make things in their makerspace there at the AWT. Another big element at Thrive is not only focusing on academics and the social emotional piece, but also physical wellness. We love to get outside. We actually have recess in Thrive. So on Fridays, if students are caught up with their work, they have their lunch, we do a quick work check, and then students are able to get outside and get some fresh air. We've got a shot there of students playing wiffle ball, but we focus on work hard, play hard, and getting the kids out, enjoying, having that fun, some real play, during lunchtime. Unique educational experiences. We've got a couple of photos here. On the far left is at the Early Learning Village. We took a group of students over there to actually teach phys ed classes all day. So they worked with the phys ed teachers at the ELV, and this group of 5 students actually ran phys ed classes for the ELV students all day long. Really got to experience that sense of being a role model. The kids really looked up to them, literally and figuratively. And they had a wonderful, wonderful time. We have a program with Thrive called Teen Cuisine, where students learn how to, through the generous use of the JTC Teaching Kitchen, students are able to go over and do meal planning. They look at recipes, they create a shopping list, they walk over with Mr. Mayernick to Dave's and buy those ingredients and come back during their lunch and the rotation periods and actually cook for the entire Thrive team. The shot on the right there was a project we completed in May. This was over at the Amazon Distribution Center over on Babbitt. This is a collaboration between the Landscape Design Program, Thrive, and also Urban Agriculture. So our students, they reached out to Amazon to talk about, hey, can we put in a pollinator garden along this Babbitt Road corridor? This was a project that actually Dr. Stevens of the Urban Agriculture Program came up with a couple of years ago and realized that he didn't have the time or the manpower in his program to do this. So the Thrive program and the Landscape Design programs took this over. We met with the team at Amazon. We created designs and blueprints. We partnered with the Urban Agriculture Program to identify pollinator plants and how we can create these bee boxes and install these. And our team went over, we prepared, 3 different sites at Amazon, dug holes, poured concrete, set posts, planted the plants. We actually purchased all of the plants through a Euclid High School fundraiser. And so it's just a really kind of a full circle program where, again, our Thrive kids are getting an opportunity to work with these high school kids and be able to do something in their community that they can drive by and say, hey, I was a part of that project. Again, a strong focus on service learning. The shot there is at the Cleveland Food Bank. Our Mr. Mayernick has taken groups of students in Thrive over to the Cleveland Food Bank 3 times. They have unpacked over 2 tons of food at the Cleveland Food Bank. They've also helped to prepare over 3,800 meals for families in need during those 3 visits over there. And so, the kids take so much pride in this. They get so much satisfaction from that giving back, realizing that their work is making a difference. We are still in the process of renovating our southwest garden at Memorial. Students doing a big clean-out project there. We applied for and received a grant through the Euclid Schools Foundation to renovate and kind of beautification at Memorial. So we're going to be installing benches and picnic tables, some hardscaping, and some plants in that area. Another one of our programs is Panther Academy. So Panther Academy at the high school level and middle school level is typically an administrative placement program. So students who are struggling to kind of manage their behaviors, may be administratively placed in Panther. Often Panther Academy is a pathway from a superintendent. This would be like in lieu of expulsion. And so students come over, they're able to stay on track with their academics. They can do regular coursework, they can do credit recovery coursework. It is a hybrid program, so students are required to attend 5 days a week, but they only come in for a couple of hours a day. They work with our general education teacher, they work with Ms. Kay, our intervention specialist. They also are able to access those wraparound services. The Making a Difference team runs a variety of different groups with Panther Academy. They just ran a job readiness workshop where they came in and they walked the kids through interviewing skills, resume writing. We had a student who got an outfit at the Family Resource Center, went and applied for a job. So again, kind of a full circle experience here. Again, they run a variety of different groups focusing on academic progress and goal setting. Students usually they come up with an action plan. So what are the things that we really need to focus on to make sure that we are continuing that academic progress? And again, the Making a Difference team really providing those targeted interventions and supports for these at-risk kids. Interestingly, with Panther Academy, it has typically been a disciplined placement. And what we have found is that over half of our students who come to Panther Academy choose to stay in Panther Academy. At the end of their expulsion placement, they say, you know what, I love it here. I'm actually getting my work done. I'm not getting in trouble. My attendance is great. My mom's phone isn't blowing up, and this is really working for me. And those kids choose to stay. In fact, we have several students who have come back to Panther year after year and have found this placement to really be advantageous, that it's the right fit. Another one of our innovative programs is Panther Assist. So this is a short-term placement for student. Again, Panther Assist is for students in grades 1 through 12. That placement is typically anywhere from 2 weeks up to 9 weeks, kind of based on the circumstances. Panther Assist is used as an administrative placement as well. Again, very short-term though. Students maintain their primary enrollment, so elementary students who come to us continue to work on that schoolwork that their teachers at the elementary or at the other elementary school are working on. They're able to maintain that connection with their home school. These students receive those wraparound services, and so this is usually, once or twice per week. Our team of counselors, mentors, and mental health specialists meet with these kids either individually or in small groups. Again, these kids are able to stay on track. They really get a second chance. But Panther Assist is also a program for students who may have an injury. Or who may have been hospitalized or are recovering from a surgery where they're not able to get to the building, and we're able in that case to be able to provide a virtual placement for them. And they work with our tutor. Typically it's anywhere from 3 to 5 days per week, and again able to continue to make that academic progress. The Euclid Virtual Learning Academy, or EVLA, this is our fully online family choice program. We currently have just under 200 students in grades 1 through 12. There's a quick breakdown there, 7 elementary, 50 middle school, and we've got about 140 high school students currently enrolled in the EVLA. We use the Edgenuity online curriculum for our students. But this has really provided so much flexibility and freedom for a lot of students. We have students who are, working jobs. We have students who are taking care of family members. We have students who have, responsibilities outside of school who have found that the flexibility of this remote learning model has really worked for them. And they're able to, again, continue to make that academic progress. And they're also able to stay engaged with their home school. These students participate in sports. They are able to go to, extracurricular events and activities. They're able to, again, maintain that connection with their homeschool community. We have a full-time staff of EVLA instructors. We have a dedicated EVLA intervention specialist. We have help sessions that run throughout the day, Monday through Friday, and there's just a snapshot of their dashboard there. This is really so students are able to see, these are my current courses that I'm taking. This is the progress that I've made. Parents receive either weekly or daily progress reports as well, so they're able to stay apprised of how their students are doing. The career tech programming at Memorial. So we have, again, a variety of, traditional and then career-based and job training programs at Memorial, including urban agriculture, the robotics and automation program. We added boutique services this year, landscape design, hospitality and retail services, environmental services, and career-based intervention. Again, we really create opportunities for students in these programs to collaborate with each other. Couple of shots here. This is our JTC team at the Crowne Plaza. This has been a great partnership that the JTC team has fostered this year, setting up for weddings and events and different celebrations at the Crowne Plaza. That's a shot there in the middle of one of our students in the urban agriculture program holding one of our prized Angora rabbits. And then we have students actually working out in the front yard at Memorial in our landscape design program. These students go out into the community, helping to do cleanups with senior citizens. They were out in the community today just doing spring cleanups. They do snow shoveling, raking leaves, helping to do light planting and things like that. So again, kind of an innovative array of career tech programming. We've got the JTC Cafe, fully up and running, fully student-run program. They create and sell coffee drinks, bakery items. We do pizzas on Fridays. In September, we had the Euclid Chamber of Commerce came for a meeting at Memorial, and were able to see the JTC Cafe. And we were able to bring back Thrive students that had moved to the high school for 9th grade, and they actually came back and served as ambassadors for the chamber folks that came over to visit us. A couple more. So we've got the boutique services program there on the left-hand side. These students just came back from an 18-week nail training program out in Warrensville Heights at Roselle's Academy. And so they're back, working on doing braiding, sew-ins, hairstyling, shampooing, things like that. And then we've got a great picture of our urban ag students. This was at the state competition a couple of weeks ago, where they took 8th place in the state for in the FFA, or Future Farmers of America competition. Here's another great example of this collaboration across programming. This was the first year of the Winter Wonderland display at Memorial. So we've got So this was a collaboration between students in the robotics and automation program, the construction technology program, studio arts and visual design, and musical production and engineering. And this was just a great opportunity for these kids in these 4 different career tech programs to come together to really tackle this very, very complex, project. We were lucky enough to have it on display out in front at Memorial, and it was a great opportunity to bring the community in to see some of the just innovative and collaborative work that we're doing as a district. The CBI program at Memorial, or career-based intervention, we currently have 37 Euclid students in grades 9 through 12 in CBI. It is a combination of in-class instruction and on-site work-based learning. The big focus of CBI is getting students into their jobs and start laying the groundwork for their careers. We've got a shot at the magnet manufacturing field trip that several students, again, cross programs, this was students in CBI and Panther Academy, went to this magnet manufacturing field trip, got to experience careers in manufacturing, a lot of really neat activities. And then on the right side there is a student in CBI out at our AWT field trip. This student actually took advantage of one of the AWT's, core programs, which is a 2-week free training program where they brought him in Monday through Friday, full day, no charge whatsoever, and taught him some of the basics of manufacturing, and then were able to get him connected. I believe he was connected to 35 or 36 different companies who wanted to interview him after he completed that 2-week program, and he actually landed a job at Freedon Manufacturing in Mentor. So really, another kind of real-world story of some of the success of some of the programming. We also have the Family Resource Center at Memorial. This continues to be just a valuable asset for the Euclid community. This is open to all Euclid families, providing clothing, food, toiletries, household products. The JTC program is actually just wrapping up a spring clothing drive in partnership with Savers. We did a big clothing drive district-wide and are able to kind of clear out some of the older clothing in the Family Resource Center, donate that for funding for future programming. And the JTC and Thrive students both do active work in the Family Resource Center. And then looking forward, again, our focus is to, continue to expand, diversify, continue to meet the ever-changing needs of, our students, our families, and the school community, looking to open doors for an even larger number of students through unique programming, comprehensive supports and services, and experiences for students to connect learning to real-world applications and opportunities.
Thank you, Mr. Coleman. We'll start over here with Mr. Botsky.
Yes, first of all, just wanted to say thank you for the lovely presentation tonight. I also just wanted to share with the rest of the audience tonight a little story about the Memorial Option Center. A few weeks ago, I was fortunate enough to be able to tour the facility along with Superintendent Paporis and State Representative Eric Sinnenberg, and I just wanted to note that I was very impressed with the facility. I believe that the unique educational experiences is very much the right term for it. Every room you go to is very much tailor-fit to its purpose. It's truly just a great facility. Getting to meet all the different educators at the facility was truly wonderful. Everybody there was very passionate about the work that they did and very informed on the work that they did. And so I just wanted to say a quick thank you to everybody over there. And I want to say on the oh gosh, hold on, I'm spacing on the name of it. One moment. The Family Resource Center, I do just want to say that room is a lot bigger than it looks in the pictures. There is something, if you need something, it is there. I do just want to highlight that, but the passion in the educators there is also shown at the top of that building there, and so I wanted to say thank you for what you're doing there as well.
Thank you.
Just wanted to say thank you for the presentation, and thank you everybody there for the work that you're doing, so thank you.
Mrs. Otu?
Sure. Hi, Mr. Coleman. I would like to definitely say your place is such a warm and welcoming environment. I've been over there to donate things to Ms. Norton for her students, and so that place is just amazing. I did want to thank you for the wide variety of educational opportunities that you're offering to the students, and for the project-based learning. I love that the kids there, they like to use their hands and they like to build things and they like to do projects, and that's a great learning opportunity for them. And the community engagement piece, I love that the students are giving back to the community and they're in internships and helping small businesses in the community, and so that's just a great way to help them make impact. So thank you for those opportunities.
Ms. Wright?
Great presentation.
Yep.
You used the word innovation instead of alternative, and I absolutely love that mindset. There's oftentimes a negative, association with the alternative educational setting. So the way that you're using it as an innovative, I love it. I love the term "the busy little building." I think it's very fitting for you guys. The calmness, the no bells. I wonder what that would be like all
It's
day
magic.
without hearing it.
It's great.
And I love how you're including the EVLA students in the full experience of still getting the field trips and the school experience, even though they're not in the building all
Yep.
day. Great work over there.
Thank you so much.
Mrs. Turros?
I have the same feeling about use of the word innovation, thank you. And the bells too. I think the calm nature of the learning environment has to really be a difference maker for students and teachers alike. And also, I'm a big fan of a no cell phone policy, so thank you for that. And I do think kids end up, rising up to the expectation there. And I don't think kids even realize how much they're missing out on with time spent on their phones. Until they are just have only the person across from them to keep them busy. So those things I'm all really excited about. I would love to hear a little bit more. I don't know that I completely understand what the career-based intervention program is. Could you explain that in a little more detail?
For sure. Yeah, so a big part of CBI is exposing students to career opportunities, again, finding their strengths, finding their interests. Our instructor, Coach Bodeker, actually works with students, goes out into the community to find employment opportunities for students. Again, they run workshops on interviewing, resume writing, how to, look and dress the part for that. He spends much of the afternoon out in the community, at those job sites, working with those employers and with those students as well. So there is a CBI curriculum, but the upperclassmen, the 11th and 12th grade CBI program is more of a hybrid. They're in our building for about 3 hours a day, and then they're out in the field actually working, and they're actually able to earn work-based learning credits to satisfy elective requirements for graduation.
Okay, wonderful. And do they go into it with a specific type of work in mind, or are they trying out several different things to see what interests them? Or
So there is a lot of exposing students to different, different opportunities at, when they're 16 and 17 and 18 years old. Actually, our student Cuban, who landed the job out at Freedon, earlier this year when he first started with the CBI program, Coach Bo helped him get a job at Amazon. And he had been working at Amazon full-time and then in CBI, in the mornings. And once he went out to the AWT field trip and saw those careers in manufacturing and got to speak with, professionals on that shop floor and really see what manufacturing nowadays looks like, he fell in love with it. And so he signed up for that 2-week intensive training program, was able to, again, land an incredibly lucrative and career-long opportunity with Freedon.
Wonderful, thank you.
Yeah.
I also just want to acknowledge that the whole student is being taken care of in
Yeah.
that building. And even their ownership of so much that goes on in the building, like the resource center and taking care of each other, taking care of the space that they're on, the animals that are there. I just think we can all use more of that in our lives.
There's a lot of kindness.
Yeah.
Yeah, there really is.
I really appreciate all the energy that's put into that. I think
Thanks.
it's priceless. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And then I will just add to what the other board members have said, that the amount of stuff that you are doing in the building is great, and the way students do take ownership and leadership. For example, I've been out to buy vegetables from the garden,
Yes.
and it's actually the students who are running the register, letting you know the prices, restocking the produce, all really done by them with just a little bit of oversight. And so that's really amazing. So I'm a big fan of all of the programs at your school.
Thank you.
Mr. Coleman, I'm just gonna, the board really has commented on almost everything I wanted to say, which is great. The compassion of the building is definitely there. You touched on it at several points. You helped create a place that helps meet the needs of some of our students. Not all of them, but some of them.
Yeah.
Some of them it's a fabulous fit for. So that's really great. 3 years ago, right? Is that when we started
Yep.
this?
Yeah.
It was kind of a concept, but the one thing I know we spoke about, Mrs. Brown was involved in this, we're not going to lower expectations. We're not going to lower the bar.
Right.
We're just going to find a different way. And I think that was really critical. And tomorrow you'll have the luxury of having even more visitors. I'm bringing like 10 area superintendents
Looking
to come
forward to it.
visit you, of course, as if you didn't have enough getting ready for tonight, but you could have a good restful weekend. But when they asked me about it, I said, you have to see it because it is actually better than we expected. And that's a testament to you and all your staff because they buy into what we are doing there and they buy into our children. So kudos to everyone.
Thank you.